What's up, guys? Today we are making ultralight, ultra small tent stakes for your ultralight tent. I'm excited. I found this on Reddit. I just got the stuff and I made one before I made this video. These are cool. So check this thing out. So it's a 3 mil solid carbon fiber pole. You can get these on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. 5 of these cost me $8, and I'm going to cut them all in half. I got the 300 mil. Chopped in half, puts me just under 6 inches for each of these tent stakes. They are surprisingly strong for how skinny these things are. And then the other thing we're using here, just for the top so that your line doesn't slip off the top, are these 3 mil Starlock. I don't know if you can see those there. They're Starlock washers. They've got a little flange to them, so they only go on one way. So we'll be sandwiching these on, and they'll lock themselves on. These are cool. Let's check it out. Using my tape measure, I'm going to measure these out. So these are at 11 3/4 inches long. So your halfway point, if you got the 300 mil, is going to be 5 7/8, which I am marking just with a carpenter's pencil, whatever you've got. It's just barely, probably won't focus in, just barely showing up on there, but it's enough. I'm using, to cut these, my Dremel with a little metal cutting bit. It's going through super easily. Just gives me a little more precision. I'm sure you could use a hacksaw or something else of the sort, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. You're smart. As you can see, I cut these at a 45, and I just cut it at the center at a 45, which just gives me my 2 points to poke into the ground. All right, and then you're going to need 2 of these star washers. Let's see if I can get that to focus in. So these things are flanged on one side. It flanges out that direction. So you're going to put it in essentially the side where there's a divot. Now these go on really, really tight. And they're kind of hard, especially with the size, to get them started. I figured out if I take a wrench that's just an adjustable wrench, just a little bit bigger than that, I can actually press it over the top. Watch your thumb as this thing comes up, of course, because it's pointed. You got to put quite a bit of pressure on here. Very carefully. And then you can get that thing on. You're going to press that thing down almost to the whole other side, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side and only drop it down. I mean, it's up to you how far you want to go. I kept mine pretty close to the top on this guy. All right, so I've got a couple on here. I got the top one just barely on, and that Starlock is not coming off. It's quite incredible. So points over here, and I'm just going to finish off by taking this guy and sliding it all the way up until it presses with that, and they should just essentially lock on each other because they can't go out the other direction. And there you have it. Some of the outside will get scraped off from these little star nuts, and clearly all of your hands. And then you have yourself a beautiful little tent stake. All right, y'all. Made these cute little things. Tested them on the tent. Angle is important so that the line comes in at least a 90. So getting them angled in towards the tent is definitely helpful. Coming in straight, they were starting to pull a little bit. But the angle, they were rock solid. So I got no words. These things are awesome. I can't believe it. These come in at under 2 grams a piece for $12. I'm blown away. All right, final test. I got one extra piece that I didn't realize that I didn't do. I want to see if I can break one of these without hurting myself. I didn't think that was going to happen. I took everything I had. I don't see a windstorm pulling those over. Maybe a boot if you're giving it everything you got in the wrong way. But that's not bad. I say sub 2 gram tent stakes for the win. Carbon fiber. You can do this yourself. You can do this yourself for $12. You do not need to go spend $4 a stake or $5 or $6 a stake. You can do this yourself on Amazon in a few minutes in the garage. You got this. Later, y'all. Long live the adventure.